It's locked.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
It's locked, all right.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed, yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital instead of a burden.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later. Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time. You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I...
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple...
What is it you really want? To save him?
Or fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin.
But why would he hide such crucial information?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting...
This personal involvement could also appear to be a...
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I...
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Since your tenure in this...
Let's just say I'm tired of the
carelessness?
We're here to save lives.
I don't intend to run any...
Modern medical methods were created through
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr.
Strickland is playing with his patient's life.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery.
And are you not afraid?
Rivalry? I guess you could...
Why do you wish to lead the...
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be...
If you are going to lead...
I'm not the kind of man who...
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later. Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I...
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medicine?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded.
With the influenza and all that's going on,
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the...
So you believe it's just a question of...
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as...
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Good evening, sir.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Thank you, nurse.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me...
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed.
I don't know if a third opinion is needed.
I see. Would you mind...
I'm Harvey Fiddick.
Tell me about the doctor.
Strickland and Ackroyd.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments.
Are you satisfied?
Well, it's clear...
I won't lie to you about it.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself?
In other circumstances, you would be right. Tell me about yourself.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed.
I was more curious about what you were doing, but...
I'm a carpenter. And a good one.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey.
My wife died because of me.
How could your job be
I
responsible?
was working a double.
You can't hold your...
Of course I didn't hurt myself.
Tell me more about the death of your...
1915.
What happened?
The Germans said...
I'm sorry.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer.
How are your children?
They were smaller then.
Goodbye for now.
My sweet girl. Treats me like a book.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland. What do you think
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded.
with the influenza?
I believe that if Dr.
So you believe it's just...
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud...
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
You always knew the words to calm the children.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Thank you for your time.
Sad and faded walls are all I have to offer.
I cannot enter. It's locked, all right.
Plain and cold medical bench, sir. I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation.
It's locked, all right.
I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same grave as your wife. I hope that might help. Disgust on every street corner.
Falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir. I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer
What can you tell me about...
Not much to say. Just take...
Are you really that rich?
Yes, thanks to my husband.
May I ask if you...
I'm a teacher by profession.
What do you think of your reception here?
I have had the uttermost reservations about...
Is there something in particular that's
Some of the staff were not especially...
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital.
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start.
What do you mean?
She meant...
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick.
I don't expect compens...
She charged you for a bed.
Yes, and I paid without question.
Goodbye. Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
No,
Really? Why?
I don't want to talk. My throat...
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here.
Yes,
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer.
How painful is
It's so painful I'd rather not talk at all.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his...
Not really.
I see.
Yes, maybe. But
How painful is...
it's so painful I'd rather not talk at all.
I'll let you get some rest.
I'm alright.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
Tell me about yourself.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here?
My mother just wants the best for me.
Pembroke Hospital...
It's not me you have to convince, Doctor.
Is your mother bothering you?
That's tempting, Doctor.
I have to go now.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new...
Your name has no meaning to me.
I beg your pardon?
What?
You keep calling me mortal.
Well, Dr. Reed.
I'm assuming you must be a patient.
It's only a cover. To hide from...
Who are these enemies you mentioned?
I cannot say for sure.
The staff here...
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white.
I see. Don't worry.
Thank you, mortal, but do not interfere.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am.
Please, describe to me how you feel.
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my foot...
I see. Have you ever heard...
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty.
Who are you, really?
Is that not enough for you?
I'm curious to know who you were.
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember.
I'll leave you, Miss... It's locked. This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin. William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extent. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now. to stay here until my research is complete. I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood? Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I...
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wants...
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted.
Nurse, this room is off limits, and I'd prefer...
Of course, Doctor. And...
I may have a solution. In France.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly.
The storeroom.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the
The
hospital.
abandoned morgue behind the hospital.
Yes, Doctor?
Exactly how bad is the supply situation here at Pembroke?
It really depends.
Please, could you point me in the direction of the morgue?
It's the large boarded-up building behind...
Why then do you always work the night?
At the Pembroke, we're always...
Lack of sleep and the medical profession.
London's trenches start here at...
Your dedication to the Pembroke does you credit.
We staff get our sleep when we can, Doctor.
That's all for now. No. It's locked, all right.
Not now. Please come back later.
I cannot enter. Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they?
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir.
A colleague?
Not anymore, sir. I used to...
What do you mean? You used to be a...
No, sir. It is just that...
A pawnbroker?
Yes, sir. All kind of people.
Who comes here to trade with you?
I'm very cautious, sir.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not all...
Are you afraid, or...
Why should I? These bodies...
An interesting point.
Sir, as a medic during the...
Are you afraid?
Why should I?
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked at...
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir.
Why do you have to watch?
Because these poor fellows have...
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you?
No. I believe we must do all...
Do you think you would enjoy immortality?
I don't think so.
So you're ready to die?
No.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am...
Do you really believe goodwill?
As I said, sir, everything...
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes. But the good news is...
A pawnbroker?
Yet...
What comes
with the...
A pawnbroker?
Yes.
Since you're not...
No.
Do you think you...
I don't think...
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir.
When we first talked, you said you were glad...
Funny story, sir.
Please show me what you have to say.
Of course. It's...
It's locked. It's locked.
It never ceases to amaze me how you, the dead, seem peaceful angels.